Hi, welcome to Point Blank. I'm Amanda.
I'm Kai Ling, and today we are talking about the budget again.
Yeah. Or rather, how it affects small and medium enterprises and entrepreneurs like them.
Okay, with us today, introduce guest lah.
Okay. Yes.
With us today is Henry. He's a sales director with SG Wedding Favors, and Reene.
BrandStory.
Yes, BrandStory Inc. All right. Maybe before we get to go any further, let's take a look at how one organization is coping in this current economic downturn and how the budget is going to help his company.
How's your business doing so far? How are you coping with the recession?
For 08, our business for end of the year, there's a bit dip. It's 5 to 10% because we are dealing with $1 kind of food. It's not that bad. And because our main customer are all children and youngsters, so it's still okay on my side.
So customer-wise, are you seeing less customers or?
Customer is still there. Only thing they buy maybe from a dozen to maybe 6 pieces. But still there. The demand is still there. Yeah.
So how are you trying to cope with it? What are the ways that you use to stay afloat?
We have to cut costs, obviously, but not on our quality. Yeah. Actually, we still employ new staff, and we try not to retrench our staff. And the salary still maintain the same. And actually, there's a lot of help from the government support, especially the grant from Spring Singapore and IE.
Yeah, okay. So maybe we can talk about the budget, like what you're saying, what they're giving out, rebates and stuff, the job credit scheme, things like that. Do you find it sort of beneficial for your business?
Definitely, I think it should benefit our business. I think especially the scheme for the staff, for the employees, I think that will really help the company. We were thinking instead of maybe we can employ one, now maybe we can employ 2 or 3 more staff. We are thinking of spending rather than shrinking. That goes for expanding overseas also. Actually, we thought of delaying some of our plan, but due to this budgeting and also due to this crisis, we actually want to expand.
So you were saying that what they're giving out in the budget is helpful, but is it enough though? What more do you hope to see?
For us as a businessman, we try not to put 100% hope on our government to help support us, because as businessmen we hope that we can do it ourselves.
They also mentioned like a reduction in rent. How does that affect you, your business?
I think for the rental parts, we hope that the landlord will rebate this amount to us. And we have written to some of our landlords, and they have responded to us, and they want to meet up with us so that we can talk over it. But what is the end result, I still not know.
I'm sure now it's recession, it's even more competitive. How do you fight off your competitors?
I think it's important we have to look into our productivity, how to make better donuts or tastier donut, or give them more favors. So this part we have to do more creative, be more creative.
How do you ensure that this is not just a passing trend? Like maybe now people are crazy about donuts. Maybe after a year or 2, then the business means.
Actually, donut has been with us since I'm young. I think it will not be a trend. It will stay for a very, very long time. Most importantly, we must be creative. We have a lot of very loyal customers, which they come back to us and give us a lot of support and even feedback. And so far, so good.
Okay. Yes, welcome back.
Sorry, you can't just rely a bit stoned after staring at all the donuts.
Yeah, you're like, wow. Okay, anyway.
Maybe we should get our guests to share with us how is your organization sort of I won't say organized, but yes, I mean in terms of staff strength, rental, and all that. Yeah, you just say it.
Okay, I start first. So BrandStory, we have 3 teams. Yeah, one is based in Singapore, then another office in Shanghai, and a new unit in Beijing. Yeah, so over here there are 11 of us. Yeah, and in China there are 13 of us. Yeah, we probably will increase in China. Yeah, yeah.
No, but so things are good enough in China for you to expand in that sense.
I would say that we are. I think that China is a pocket of growth. Still, yeah, in certain sectors. Yeah, so depending on what kind of services you're providing, or which area of businesses you're focusing on. Yeah.
Can you say a bit more about maybe what BrandStory does? I mean, you're PR, right?
Yeah, we are a branding and PR communications firm. Yeah, so we are boutique in size. Actually, for the budgets, I think what is a very good like a goodie for us is the jobs credit scheme. Yeah, so this is very good, because for our business, people is the most important asset, and it also represents like the biggest expenditure. Expense-wise. Yeah. So I think this scheme, will go into lengths to help us, is incentivizing us to retain or maintain our headcount.
What about you, Henry? What is SG Wedding Favors?
Right. Just in case there are some people who are not sure what is Wedding Favors, right? Wedding Favors is actually it stands for wedding gifts, and is a term that actually commonly used in the United States to replace the word wedding gifts. Right? So my company, basically we retail wedding gifts to the consumers as well as to the wedding venues, like the hotels and the restaurants.
Okay.
Right. So currently our organization has only 3 staff, myself, my girlfriend, and an assistant. Right. I would say that
Do you operate out of an office or your home office or?
Right, yeah. I operate out of my own home office.
Storage-wise?
Storage-wise, everything is put at home.
At home.
Yeah, currently, and I would say that we are running out of space. So that's why I would say that the budget in terms of the property tax, right? Property tax is a 40% rebate of the commercial and industrial properties, right? I would think going forward, it will be a very big help for my company. Because we are looking to lease space in the future.
And you get rental rebates if you just rent, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that will definitely be a big boost. And as like what Reene said, right, about the jobs credit scheme, right? In the future, when we intend to hire employees, I think that will definitely be a big boost to us as well.
So after hearing like the rental rebates, the property tax rebates, you want to have rent a shop?
Right, I wouldn't say I would definitely want to rent a shop, but I would say that if I want to, if I need to, the rebate, of course, definitely give me a big boost.
Yeah, but it's attractive.
Yeah, it is attractive.
It won't be something that's holding you back in the sense, because you think of the cost of rents and stuff like that.
I think there's also the government is giving out a lot of the loans. They are taking out 80% of the resharing, right, from the banks, right? I think that's very important as well, because a lot of SMEs, we are always looking forward to grow overseas, and obviously with the credit crisis, the banks are not as willing to lend money, right? And I believe with the assurance from the government, 80% resharing, I think the banks will be more willing to lend money to the enterprises, and obviously it will definitely boost us.
Reene, have you sort of maybe done your sums a bit, like you mentioned with the jobs credit scheme? You don't have to tell us exact figures, of course, but how much would it help in terms of percentage for your wage cost?
Okay, because I thought that scheme is it's very innovative, and it's like you are given a cash, as an employer, you're given a cash grant of up to like 12%. Although there's a cap on for each employee, so it's 2,500 for each employee. So that works out to you claim it every quarterly,
Yeah, and I thought what is beneficial for this scheme is that it starts in October 08 and right up to September this year. I think a scheme like that is very good for us because we don't compete only within the Singapore market, but we compete with Hong Kong firms, to bid for accounts, international accounts that are coming into Asia. So this will help us, compete more effectively, against our competitors in Hong Kong and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but do you think what the government is giving out in the budget is good enough? I mean, it sure is helpful, but is it good enough for your business?
Because there are people who go like, if you have to cut costs, then let people go. No scheme is going to help you.
I think I think it's important that as a business, when your focus should be on where are potentially going to be the growth areas in times of crisis, as well as the where are new businesses going to come from, so that should be your focus instead of focusing on handouts or like be reliant on handouts. Handouts are a bonus. So I think also the government has also provided a lot of opportunities in terms of projects, and outsourcing work, from the to the private sector. So it's really up to the private sector to bid for these accounts, and not kind of just rely. If the business model is relying just on handouts, that is an issue in itself, So the focus must be correct, for the business to thrive.
Okay. So what are some of the measures you're putting on your own in terms of cost cutting then?
Okay. In this, I think that the measures. We started the business in 2003 when there was the SARS crisis. Although this crisis is going to be a bigger scale than the SARS crisis, but I think that during that time, because of when we start out as a startup business at that time, we have had no choice but to practice very very cost-conscious management, not only for ourselves but for our clients' budget. Already. So we will continue to adopt these good practices. So this is how we're going to cope with this crisis and all that.
So nothing ostentatious like entertainment budget kept to a minimum.
I think it has to be, I think I found that, during this period, all our clients are looking at the budget, and the ROI on their marketing investment. So it's very important that we have to demonstrate and deliver value on every dollar that is spent. So in times like that, your cost-effective solutions like marketing solutions and all that, they become very of high value to clients.
And it also forces you to be a bit more creative, right, in your pitches. Exactly. So, Henry, any creative ideas to keep costs down?
Right.
Low?
Minimal? Well, you probably said it already, right? I only have 3 staff. And actually, I started my business not too long ago. So when we started the business, the economy was already going downwards.
When was it you started?
We started the business only in last October.
So October was when the hits the fan lah.
Right. Yeah. So when we first started the business, we know that there's this crisis going on, obviously. So when we were very prudent in managing our costs. So that's why we chose to start our business only at home, right? And only me and my girlfriend are working. My assistant actually, I have an assistant that is actually not Singaporean. She's actually based overseas. I sourced for her overseas. As those kind of internet websites you can find.
Okay.
So that is my way of keeping costs low, and I think it's working very well for me.
Can you explain a bit more? So she works from overseas,
right,
and she just does.
So that means
she does all the orders via the internet.
Well, the thing is, I don't get her to do the orders yet. Right now, she's doing a lot of admin stuff for me, like organization, scheduling, marketing activities online. Right. So she's helping me doing a lot of these things. As well as my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you had gotten someone full time to do it here, how much more do you think it would cost you actually? Wouldn't it be sort of easier? That person can always just call you and say, "Hello, boss. You know, it's happening. We need to schedule this. Blah blah blah."
Yeah. I mean, I considered that as well. But I was thinking, since I would be working from home, it wouldn't be so convenient to have another person, right? So I was thinking, well, if let's say I don't really have the space for another person, there's really no need for another person to be physically present at this moment, right? So I was thinking, well, if I can source overseas, why not? Right.
And I'm assuming you do a lot of deliveries and all that, and there are sort of rebates for that. Have you done your
rebates
for your sums?
Deliveries.
Yeah, for transport costs and all that.
Well, I think the rebate in terms of transport is going to be for commercial vehicles.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm doing delivery using my personal vehicle. So yeah, but I would
That's
say
a way of cutting costs.
right. So but I would say if going forward, if we are going to purchase our own commercial vehicles, right, definitely there will be a big boost as well.
Should we go for a break, Amanda? Okay.
Yes.
Amanda is agreeing that we should go for a break. So
We'll
see
be
you.
back.
Yep.